away from the start. I'm going to put the headset. In fact, we are into it, folks. The final of the Box Pro. Manny Vargas, come and pull on a headset.
Look at Mitchell right here, driving off the barrel, starting early, poking through.
Nice.
Could have been a great way to start it. So we're going to wait for scores, refresh our system. We have Mitch Rollins in yellow and Mark McCarthy in red. South Africa versus the continent of Australia right here. So big time battle. Manny's going to jump in second, give my tongue a break, and give you some the comedic experience of Manny Vargas is coming your way in just a second. So again, we are waiting on scores from that last wave of Mitchell Rollins. Manny Vargas just sitting down here, wait to get his headset on. Mitchell Rollins' score still hasn't dropped, so lots to talk about with you, Manny. Having a good day, enjoying your life right there, bud?
Oh my, just another day in paradise, people.
Another day in the WA.
Here we go. This is it, the final.
It is.
Let's drink up some coffee, some caffeine.
You
this
do
is
not
what
need
all
that.
Comes down to right here.
I've got crack in my veins, Manny. You know that. I do not need any caffeine.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is the 2012 IBA Box Pro. Brought to you by...
We're here.
There they are.
Brought to you by Reflex Wetsuits. John at Reflex is down with his kid today. I saw him. They're having a good time. Freedom Fins, of course. Andrew Lester's new fin. Bodyboard King, Toby Player. Thank you, buddy. Slicks and Decks. Slicks, got it. Just need a deck. Now, Riptide, also our media partners, YouTube and iNet, with that 26-minute documentary. So check it out. This is what everyone's after right now, and a big old check, but I think even more importantly, this coveted box trophy by Sean Tuttle. Out the back, scooping into this one, but no luck. No luck with that one. That was Mark McCarthy trying to get on the board. Mitchell Rollins' first score still yet to drop, but it was a very nice start. A little pit for Mitch Rollins. So we're on the way. We're almost done.
This is it. We're winding down today's event here with the final. Mitch Rollins' first wave on the Reflex replay. As you can see, got covered up. Nice, clean exit right there. And not a bigger wave, but a wave nonetheless.
They got to get busy, man. There's a window, and 28 minutes of it are left. So look at this wave. Mark McCarthy, what do you think?
Mark McCarthy bailed, hit the ejection button, and rightly so, because there was no way he was going to come out of that one.
No chance.
Mark McCarthy and Mitch Rollins back out to the peak. So, whew, tough one, man. Both of these guys are on fire. Mitch Rollins, he has his eyes set on a first win on the Grand Slam Series. And
there we go, Mitchell Rollins again, driving off the bottom. Can he get a lip? Will it give it to him? He's going to look at it. Nice little clean rollo. He's getting busy. 2 scores already. That first score, 6.75.
Whoa!
And a flick vert off the back, a.k.a. jammer. So I don't know if that's going to help him much, but it could add another 0.75 to that score. But, hey, look at that, 6.75 to open up with Mitchell Rollins.
Not bad at all. So both of these guys have been doing that exact thing, coming out, getting those 1 or 2 solid waves under their belt, and then winding down the heat with another solid wave.
Yep. And again, you know, we're here and we're wrapping it up, and there is no one else to thank except for these sponsors, especially the crew, of course, Surfing South Australia. I want to thank those guys, Tom and Justin as well, but our sponsors, Reflex, Freedom, Bodyboarder King, Toby, good man over there, Slicks and Decks. And the replay right here, this is the Reflex replay of Mitch Rollins' last score. Getting a little cover up, a little head dip, and looking for the section, finding it. Nice little clean roll, definitely, possibly, maybe a good backup score. We'll leave that to the judges.
All right, this is it. Coming down to the wire. It's a 30-minute final. We are at the 25-minute, 50-second mark, and we already have scores on the scorecard. A solid wave from Mitch Rollins on his first wave, a 6.75, followed up by a 4.95. And Mitch is off to a good start. The conditions, you know what? They are tough, but these guys are making it look good.
That's why they call it professional bodyboarding, Manny. You got to deal with what Mother Nature throws at you, and these guys are doing well with it. And honestly, you know what? WA winds come up middle of the day. It's standard. We're here. We're making it happen. And look at this crowd.
Packed house.
Can we pack it in anymore?
They're all watching right here, the big LCD screen off in the corner, and they're watching the replays. They're watching exactly what you're watching.
They're having a couple ginger beers rather.
They do have the box out in front of the window, but again, the box, the reef itself is located maybe 10, 15 football links out to the ocean. So they got the big screen to look at for the replays and the live feed.
Yeah, it's just a great little zone in there. It's pretty fun. A lot of wisecrack jokes are going on. Most of them are by Kingy. Some of them are funny. Some of them aren't. But a lot of it going down out the back right there. That was Mark McCarthy. Unlucky on that one, just bucking Bronco straight to the reef right there. So he needs to get back out there and fight for his priority. See there our quarterfinalist Chatty Jackson and the missus. And also all the rest of the crew, all the Aussies, a very big Aussie contingency back there. See that shirt that he had on there? That was a pretty cool shirt, huh? I thought he made it for Jacob, but I forgot he has the beard himself. So Mitchell Rollins.
All right, big section for Mitch Rollins. Goes for a big invert right there, tweaks it, and you can hear
did you
the
hear
crowd
that?
on
You hear
the
that
other
crowd
side
right
of
there.
These walls. You can hear the crowd, all the Australians cheering on their favorite Mitch Rollins out in the final. The South Africans are behind their one and only rider in the contest still, Mark McCarthy. Let's take another look
Here we
on
go.
the Reflex replay.
Driving off the bottom, this is the Rock Dog. Mitch Rollins, eye on the lip early and hits it clean. Boom. Classic. That's a free surf invert right there. Landed cleanly. Mitchell definitely utilizing that wave to the fullest. He got a score of a 7 on his first wave, a 4.9 on it, 5 on his second, and this third one I personally think is going to blast his first score. So, putting him on the ropes. Look at this section, just forms up perfectly. He hits it even better and just tweaks his back straight to the flats, points his nose at the judges and says, give me that score.
Mitch is one of those rare guys that has that impeccable timing when it comes to lip maneuvers, and you just saw it right there on his third wave out and in the final.
Wow, he's getting out to an early start. He's doing something that I see Jeff do a lot. He surfs well, paces himself, but he's in the final, and he's just going for broke. He's not pulling any punches. So this is what you want to do. You want to peak in the final. You don't want to burn yourself out and then get to the final and have nothing left because everyone remembers the W. Number 2 is just kind of forgotten about.
We wouldn't know, would we?
No, I would have no clue.
All right, Mitch Rollins.
I'm just forgotten about.
He's one of those guys that saw what went down on the World Tour as far as the venues. He was one of those big wave riders doing the free surf thing, getting the videos, the photos. But he saw the venues of the IBA World Tour come together. He says, you know what? I want in.
This is what the sport is about.
Yeah.
I can showcase my talent where it needs to be in the best waves. No groveling, just straight action all the way through 12 months a year, 365.
And that's what most of the competitors are out, out for the same reason. Big, heavy waves, big moves, big barrels. And
it's like the thing it is now is that there's not much free surf trips needed for these riders because they go away. They can hang out in the contest zone and get as much free surfing done as they want, or they can take a trip just down the coast and score waves in the areas that we're going to.
That is definitely true. And
that's why I'm here.
Even the contest itself. Imagine all the footage and video that are going to be coming out from this 3-day event here at the box. Again, everybody, welcome. We know you're watching. It is the wee hours of the morning for some of you and just getting really late for others. But you are here watching the live feed from Margaret River 2012 IBA Box Pro, Reflex Wetsuits, Freedom Fins, Bodyboard King, Slicks and Decks, Riptide, and media partners YouTube, iNet. Now coming down to the wire, 22 minutes remaining in the event. Where are we at?
So the Rock Dog Mitch Rollins in the lead, very strong scores, a 7.88 and a 7, followed up by Safa's Mark McCarthy with a 1.25. And he's going to need a combination situation. So he is in combo land, a place that you don't want to be. And oddly enough, this is a funny little thing that happened last week. Kelly Slater was looking at the swell and going, man, he's like, these guys are going to score. They got to free surf it when they were having their contest last week. And if a guy as reputable as Kelly Slater is going, man, they got it right, having an event at the box, we are picking our venues right on the money. So that's a cool little pay to respect by one of the best wave riders in the world. And, of course, we got Mike Stewart that came to this event, who's also, right up there with Kelly, two of the best wave riders and one of the best and most consistent places in the world surfing in 2 weeks. It just shows that the IBA's got it right on the money.
They've been very, very fortunate with Mother Nature cooperating and delivering the goods at some of these places. I mean, the box. When have you seen the box actually good and rideable for a contest 3 days, for the 3 days in a short window? So
it doesn't usually happen. I did the first one we had here in 2004, and it was a one-day event. It was based off that point system. Basically, your total score would get you through and decide the winner. And it was basically done so you could finish an event at the box or Shark Island or a place that has weird tides or weird conditions. We've gotten 3 days of pumping waves at a fickle spot, and it's just pretty amazing. And it's like we're really, really getting the good karma. We're getting blessed right now, coming from pipe, back-to-back days of pumping surf, moving into the box, getting exactly what you want at the box. Now, we have a tour schedule ahead of us that's just amazing. We have Chile up next, and then on to Brazil, on to the classic Sintra event, and then all the way back to Fronton. So our schedule, you know, if we finished right now, we were already making history. But we have such a, you know, 6-month stretch of good waves ahead of us too. Man, you got to be excited.
Yeah, I from what we experienced last year in 2011 to what's on the schedule for 2012, I'm definitely excited, and I'm sure the riders are as well. I mean, adding a new venue, the Brazil leg, is going to be really exciting. I know a lot of Brazilians. Look at that thing. Now, pulling back on that wave, mistake, or should he have gone for it? Or
it's all in the eye of the beholder out there, because you don't know until you go, and you don't really know until you're out there, because we can say what we want sitting here in the booth, and the spectators online and in the competitors area that can as well, but you only know what you see, and when you're out there on the kink, and if you don't think your line's going to make it, you just got to make that decision, and if it's a no-go, it's a no-go. So, yeah, great venues, great wave so far. Sitting here with Manny Vargas, one of my best friends in the booth. I'm having a good day.
So, again, welcome, everybody. Winding down 18 minutes, 2012 IBA Box Pro. So, here it is, the final. Mitch Rollins and Mark McCarthy. These two guys know what's at stake, and they do want that beautiful trophy from Sean Tuttle, the box trophy, and there's only one to be given out.
There is.
It's either going to be Mitch Rollins or Mark McCarthy.
Indeed it is. So just a correction there. So Mitch has actually made finals in the Grand Slam, but cart before the horse. This could be, depending on how this clock winds down, his first win at a Grand Slam series. He has won events over at Honolulu on the IBA, and just, you know, as you can tell, he's there for a reason. So Mitch Rollins, and we also have our South African with 18 minutes, 28 seconds, plenty of time, but definitely on the ropes right now in combination situation.
Yes, Mark McCarthy, his last final, and he actually won that final, was the 2010 Confitao Pro. That happened in December 2010, and he would love to have another Grand Slam Series win under his belt, and here he is in the final, but he has a definitely uphill battle, and he has to get Mitch Rollins. And that is Jones Russell on the phone enjoying a VB and saying, "Hey, Mom, I just won a grand in round number 4.
He's pretending he's cool calling someone out. There's nobody on the other line, though. I know.
The Freedom Fins Go Big Award went to Jones Russell for a gigantic
paying that phone bill for him, actually. $1 grand right there for that massive invert. He was scared. That buzzer beater that was not to be with Andrew Lester had him on the ropes. He was sweating. He's like, man, I got rent coming up. Andy, calm down already.
So there was $1,000 cash handed out to Jones Russell from the Freedom Fins guys for the biggest move in round number 4.
Well, good on you, Jonesy.
Jones is smiling.
So can we upgrade from the tent in your backyard in Port now? Maybe we can get a room.
And there's Shaggy getting some clips for his next episode of the Shaggy Show. And everybody, look at this, out the back. It is Mark McCarthy. Can he put something together? No,
just
comes
too
around
much
the section,
froth.
and there's nothing there for Mark McCarthy, the South African. He is not looking too good in this situation right now. 16 minutes to go. He's in combination land, which means Mitch Rollins' 7.0 and 7.88 is too much for what he has on his scorecard.
So
right
he was
now.
looking at the lip, but he just couldn't quite get to it. I'm not sure. Maybe he should have forced something there. He doesn't need to score. So, again, we're not out there, so we'll leave it up to the riders to make their choice on waves, but definitely needs to get moving, Mr. Mark McCarthy. But, hey, not to take away from him, he has had a great performance thus far and still plenty of time on the clock.
We've seen it before in many finals before. Guys do come, and ladies and drop-nears do come from behind in the last few minutes of the heat, so don't hold anything back.
No.
This guy can pull it off.
Hey, you know what? Honestly, I in that last heat had Jacob just in the money, and Mitchell battled back, played it smart, got 2 mid-range scores, and then just the way everything falls into place when you get in a rhythm, he was on the better end of the exchange in the last 2 minutes. You know, and that's just what happens. And you know, I really thought Jacob had his number And it's just the way the cookie crumbles. You can't stop until that buzzer goes. It's just the way it happens.
But a great performance from Jake Romero.
So proud of that guy.
From Maui. I was gunning for him.
So
I was
proud
hoping
of
he
him.
would make it to the final and take advantage of these rides because that's what he's so accustomed to.
Yeah.
But not to worry. We're going to see him again. There are plenty of epic rides on the tour, so we're going to see more of Jacob Romero.
He came
for sure.
from the finals.
From
trials, yeah. Sorry, from the finals. Made it to, well, when you think about it, these are top 2. He actually did get a final berthing because it's top 4 right there. He's going to get an equal third. That's going to be a great result for him. Man-on-man semifinals. This is just a huge result. He needed this. He wanted this. He got it. I guarantee Auntie Jeannie, Robin, and Uncle Mark back at home along with the brothers.
Oh,
Jonah. Gee, boys, what you doing over there?
Oh, cuz.
Hey. So anyway, Jacob Romero. Amazing performance. Good job, Kimbo. Love you, boo. All right, next up, we have Mark McCarthy needing a combination right now. So 7.88 and a 7 for Mitch Rollins combo. So he's going to need an over 15 points combined score to get through. That's a tough place to be in with 5 minutes, or just over 6 minutes rather, on the clock.
So what essentially Mark McCarthy needs to do is get a solid wave, a high-scoring wave, just to start his campaign against Mitch Rollins. Because what he has right now on his scorecard isn't even close to being enough to compete with Mitch Rollins' 7.0 and 7.88. So he has to pick up the pieces, press reset, and start from now. 13 minutes remaining in this heat. So
Sorry, a little
it's not
clock update.
over.
I was like, wait, we just lost 5 minutes there.
It's not over till the lady sings.
Yep. There's Jacob. Great job, buddy.
Mark McCarthy on the outside. Oh, nice big flip. Can he whip it around? Oh, no. I don't know how the judges will see that. Is it complete or is it not complete?
Oh, and there's another score, I think, right there, too, from Mitchell just after. We'll see a replay. But that was a really arced flip. It was like a loop, kind of like a gainer. We'll see a replay, hopefully, of that, because that was pretty interesting. He landed square, like, facing the ocean. There was no like side angle. He was facing back.
The reflex replay. Here it is. Another look from Mark McCarthy from the water angle. You can see, oh, yes, he tweaks it out just a little bit on that flip. But when he pulls it around, is he in front of the wave or is he out in the channel? And here is Mitch Rollins on his attack.
Straight to the lip.
Look at that.
Yeah. Oh, another flip.
Oh, I thought I was going to see a roll right there.
Yeah,
but he
so
throws in a
fast.
flip under the lip, through the lip. And the projection these guys are getting at the end of the end bowl is incredible.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if they'll give that a full land for Mark. That will be a land for Mitchell. I'm not sure if it's going to better his 7. Definitely, I don't think it'll better 7.88 because that was such a phenomenal score right there. But keeping busy, priority moves back to the South African. That is a good thing for Mark right there. So again, here's Mark McCarthy's flip. We'll let the judges be the deciders on this one if it was a land. I did like the flow of that, though. It was very looping. Like I said, he was facing the ocean, not on the side. And the wave just ends abruptly, so we'll let the judges pick it. So, yeah, 2.5, definitely still in combo land. Mitchell's last score, sorry, it was a no-make. That was a 2 as well. So nothing's changed. It's kind of a 2 for 2.
All right, so Mark McCarthy, he needs to do something now. Time is winding down. 11 minutes, 30 seconds remaining, and we always refer back to the big comeback from Jeff Hubbard versus Thomas Rigby in the 2011 Pipe Challenge. And it was Jeff who was able to pull it off in the last 3 minutes of the final and come out with 2 big scoring waves, 2 9s, and beat out Thomas Rigby. So anything is possible, even here at the box. So the Box Pro is definitely going to take it to the wire.
So just again to confirm, I was talking about that win of Mitch Rollins at Honolulu Bay. I was there and present, and him and Kingy just had a battle. It was just amazing surfing. Mitchell was blasting inverts, and like they say, that was kind of a long time between drinks for Mr. Mitch Rollins, so he is hungry right now for another win.
He's been hungry all through last year, and here he is. Finally, can he put the icing on the cake with his first win? Here it is, Mark McCarthy up and riding.
Can he find the lip? This one's kind of dragging out. No, straight out the back for him. He's definitely going to need to sit and wait for Mitchell to give up his priority with 10 minutes, 30 seconds left on the clock. So it's going to be the waiting game for Mitchell. I don't think he's going to go on another mid-range score. And definitely in combo land, waiting for that score, but it's not going to do anything for him.
Combo land, for our viewers that don't know that term.
Combo land is a place you never want to visit. Combo Land is basically you need 2 scores to get out of your current situation, which Mark has right now, and it's something
two
new scores. So those other ones they're basically 4 throwaways. There's nothing there. It's nothing tangible, nothing of substance. You can just pretend they didn't happen. You got to hit the reset and just figure out your game plan once again. So Combo Land, Combo Nation, nothing good about it.
All right, so that's where Mark McCarthy is sitting. He does not want to be there.
Mitchell,
Mitch Rollins, here he is behind the peak.
He was taking him off that wave. I'm not sure if it's going to be what he needed, but he definitely gave up his priority. I don't know if that was a good move or not, but with 9 minutes left, it's one of those things you it's a probability factor. If you give it up now, you might get it back. It's hard to wait for 10 minutes out there and do nothing. So, he's a consummate professional. He's got a good lead. We'll leave it in his hands.
Once again, welcome. How much?
No, Slicks and Decks. I'm just pointing out Chris White on the ski again.
Yes, this is it. Coming down to the wire. 9 minutes, 30 seconds remaining for the 2012 IBA Box Pro. And this is it. 8 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. Mitch Rollins is leading the charge, putting the South African Mark McCarthy in Combo Nation territory where you do not want to be. Mark McCarthy looks like he's getting a little antsy. He's got to pull the key out of the ignition and just start all over. This is where he has to just calm down, relax, realize it's not over yet. He does have 9 minutes to go. The short paddle from the end of the wave back to the peak is in his favor. So he's just got to relax, calm down, and just wait for those solid waves.
Now, the thing is, too, when you're growing up competing as much as Mark did, you know how to put it into a short time frame. When you're competing as an amateur, you only have 15 minutes in a heat. So a lot of these guys, they know how to use the clock. So you got to get 2 waves. You can get 2 waves in 10 minutes. You just got to reset your plan and not play the waiting game anymore and just get busy. So that's a great thing. You learn it. A lot of guys learn it in the USBA tours, the national tours, the Australasia IBA tour. You got to compete fast. You get your job done in a 15-minute time period. You can do it when you got 10 minutes left, and it really helps these guys. So we will see if he can put that training into good use. 8 minutes left.
Yeah, most of the guys, if not all, have put their time in on the amateur ranks. And you look at any one of these guys, they all have put in their time in the amateur ranks to be where they are now.
So we just had a score drop from Rocky. We're going to hopefully get a replay of that one. We'll see. But checking out the boys in the competitors area again. Where are we going after this, Manny? I'm not talking about in the distant future. I'm talking about tonight. Where's the...
Tonight we're going to see here's your latest scores right there. 7 minutes. Time is ticking away. But tonight, if you are in the Margaret River area, we will see you at the Recreational Center in Margaret River.
For 6 months, correct?
Yes, there's a video premiere for the sick video of 6 months. I haven't seen any waves in that video that are under 5. Well, there are a few, but most of them are just big wave giants from Ewan and his crew going out and tackling some heavy waves. So if you have nothing to do, doors open at 6 p.m., I'll be there. I'll see you there. Bits, you'll be there.
And mentioning amazing videos, Throwdown from Slicks and Decks is dropping. I heard they have an April 21st premiere up in Perth, reminiscent of those tension days where they would have 500, 600 people there just frothing to get in, paying top dollar. Nothing new. These events are amazing, and they're a little bit dangerous from what I heard. You got to bring your own security, especially when you got
bring the right gear.
Bring the right gear, especially when you got Big Stone on the mic throwing it down. Yeah. Any video called Throwdown, you got to be ready for what's going to happen at a premiere.
The trailer, I haven't seen the video, but the trailer itself is pretty intense. Good job, Stoney.
I was talking to Stoney just before I jumped in the booth, and I was like, so we're going to go to your beat lab and put down a couple tracks, so check this out.
Back to the live action, Bitzer. Mitch Rollins in yellow.
Looking
coming
at
around
the
the section, finds it, goes for another big flip right there and pulls it off. Nice clean landing. So Mitch Rollins now may be pulling way ahead of Mark McCarthy.
Yeah, see, he's got 6 minutes left. Watching this one, so Mitchell's replay.
The reflex replay.
Yeah, going off the bottom, avoiding that little chop, finds the clean line right there, drives to the top, pops it off the lip, legs out for a little bit of flair, and Rock Dog making it happen. So he needed to replace a 7. We'll see.
Wow, 7's his lowest scoring wave out of the 2 top scoring waves. And Mark McCarthy, you got some work to do, buddy.
You can just call Mitch Rollins the freight train right now because he's running away.
Yeah, he's running over anything right now. Unfortunately, it's the South African Mark McCarthy. Again, 5 minutes remaining in this heat. Mark McCarthy does have some time, but if he doesn't act soon, that time is just going to melt away, and so will his chance to win the box title. But Mitch Rollins, he is steamrolling.
You know what it is, too? Sometimes when you have momentum, it just builds and builds. And this is his backyard. Even though he's from the Goldie, he lived out here for years. I remember my first year out here, came down with Ryan. He stayed with us over there, and then he got his own place and just set up camp, set up shop, and wanted to get some power behind his surfing. And this is the byproduct of that. Mitchell Rawlings in the final here, domination.
You see a lot of that in the bodyboarders coming over from the east side, setting up camp on the west side, and just putting in their time in some heavy reefs over here that are located within a short distance.
It's like a grand old version of starting off at half point and moving up to pipe. You're gonna at one point you're gonna have to spend some time out there. So the guys really want to get some rail work under their belt, and that's what they're doing. They're coming over here, spending the time, spending the money, getting to know the locals, and just making it happen.
And when you do, chances are you might even pull off a win at the Box Pro like Mitch Rollins is doing today with 3 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. Can Mitch hold off the South African Mark McCarthy from that comeback?
Well, nothing's impossible. 4 minutes, doable, but definitely he's on the rope. So Mark trying to get busy here, driving off the bottom. He does have a section. Can he get to it? Boycotts the barrel. Goes for it. Big roll.
Nice.
He does need some work to be put in. I think that's going to be a decent score, but I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to really put him above that 7.38 as Mitch's second wave. So it definitely building a house, but he's got a lot of work in front of him.
The reflex replay once again. Here's Mark McCarthy dropping in from behind the section. He sees the section ready to throw and pitch, and so he slides under the pocket, gets barreled, but knows that will be the end of the wave. So punches through the lip with a nice clean roll and ends that wave perfect for what it was. So Mark McCarthy now has a solid scoring wave under his belt. So he's not out of the woods yet. He has 3 minutes remaining. Mitch Rollins has to fend him off in these last 3 minutes.
As you see the scores there, Mitch Rollins with a combined score of 15.26. Mark McCarthy waiting for the next score to drop, but he will better it, I'm sure, than his last 1.58, but still standing by for his sixth wave, Mark McCarthy.
Woo! Mitch Rollins, can he pull off his first Grand Slam Series win? He has to deal with this. Mark McCarthy, the reflex replay, you can see again, pulls in, gets a nice barrel ride, comes out with a roll before coming out of that barrel. So that is going to be that first solid wave he needed on his scorecard because these 1-point rides, these 2-point rides are not going to cut it. He does need a combination of 2 new waves. That will be one of them for sure. Now he will be on a hunt for another solid wave, but time is ticking away.
And you know what's funny? I think sometimes, oh, wait, before you say anything, we got Mitchell paddling for this one, leaving his priority behind. Driving off the bottom, the double up. Can he get a section? Look at it.
Section,
big
boom. Woo!
He is just on a roll. Yesterday when I was hanging out with Mitch, he was just all smiles, and I think he's just taking that positive all the way to the final. This guy is just slaying it right now.
Everybody, all the Australians in the competitors' tent are clapping away, cheering their fellow Australian, Mitch Rollins, hopefully to his first win.
Yeah, and you know what? If you're going to take out my good friend Jacob,
wait a second.
Uh-oh.
Wait a second. Mark McCarthy on the outside on a big, good-sized wave, but did not form up for Mark McCarthy. Woo!
That had me on the seat for a second.
That was 7.93 is what he's after for that first place spot. Is there enough time for Mark? He is ahead of Mitch Rollins on the paddle back out to the peak. Mark will have priority when they get out there. Will 1 minute be enough time for Mother Nature to deliver to Mark McCarthy?
Look at the replay right
There's
here.
another look on the reflex replay.
Mitchell driving off the bottom, looking at this section, trying to better a 7.38. Smashes the section. Throws his whole torso back towards the north and just tweaks that invert. Sick little score for Mitchell there. We'll see if it swaps out as 7.38. Then we had that exchange where got us all excited of Mark McCarthy, but nothing there. It just was too big for its own good. Mitchell definitely getting the better exchange of that one with better wave choice and just clean surfing.
Wow, another look of that big invert from Mitch Rollins. Just getting projected up and out and lands perfectly on the face of the wave. Mitch Rollins, solid invert right there. And Mark McCarthy, now that his
at that.
solid wave was a 7.33.
Yeah.
That is ready to start his campaign, but is it too late?
The issue is if that was a 7.39, he with the current scores would do something. But since it's a 7.33, he's still boom. And that is it right there. We do have our winner. Our final is committed. It's official.
A nail in the coffin with that 7.7 right. And look at this, Mark McCarthy out the back. That's all she wrote. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the 2012 IBA Box Pro, the Australian, Mitch Rollins.
Yeah, Rocky. Good job, buddy. Amazing surfing. If you're going to take out my good buddy Jacob Romero, I want to see you win it. So that's awesome. So good job, Jacob. Good job, Mitch. Good job, Mark. Obviously, amazing effort from Mark. Mitchell Rollins on the Slicks and Decks jet ski with Chris Wong-White coming back in. He just looks that stoked right now. And look, I think we're going to have to get this trophy up and out. So I'm going to get that rolling for our good friend Tez down there at the winner's circle. So we definitely want to get Rocky that trophy and just go celebrate with him.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, the finals is complete. We had Mark McCarthy, the South African, versus Mitch Rollins, but it was Mitch Rollins who just came out firing. He never held off on just letting loose. He scored big waves right off the bat. 7-point was his first wave, and then he just kept following up with bigger and bigger scores. 7.88. Followed up by more waves, but it was a 7.38 and 7.7. And there was only one high-scoring wave on Mark McCarthy's scorecard, a 7.33. There was you can't take anything away.
Look at him. He's frothing right now.
Any other riders, but it is Mitch Rollins. It is his day here at the Box Pro.
Look at that shot, man. That is just an amazing shot. That's going to be something that he looks back on when he's with the kids older going, look at that, Daddy did it, man. I made it to the final.
SlicksandDecks.com water angle coming to you via Chris White and Seamus Makeham. Seamus Makeham, the infamous water videographer on the IBA World Tour. And look at that. He is pumped.
Yeah, Rocky.
Mitch Rollins, your winner for the 2012 IBA Box Pro. You can hear all of Australia just cheering.
That is amazing, man. That's a great shot. Look at Seamus keeping up with them. He's with one of his best friends, Chris White. I don't think he could win any better than that. You know, after last year's story with Ryan making it to the final in Magno, this is actually a great little prelude to it, or we say a prequel. This is definitely an amazing, amazing event for Rocky, and I guarantee Ryan's going to be down there just showing his support because they've grown up surfing together, and it's just one of those things. He's handing the trophy off to his good friend right now, Ryan.
Unbelievable. Thank you all for tuning in. We still have some more footage. We're going to get the ceremony underway, and we are also going to have an awesome highlight video clip. And don't go anywhere. It's not over yet. But Mitch Rollins is your winner here for the IBA Box
His first
Pro.
win, Manny, in 8 years. As Pete Moore was trying to say before, a long time between drinks. He has popped the cork off the champagne bottle officially and is back on the Grand Slam Series in full force. Now, this makes it interesting. Jeff's got to win. Mitch has got to win. They both have an all right backup one, so the race has really started to fire up. And we've got two amazing surfers, that are going to be battling for the lead right now.
We saw the eye of the tiger in Mitch Rollins at Fronton during the final against